Shields up, Iron Breakers. As I realized that I didn't sound test. Shields. Thank God. It didn't break. Oof. Shields up, everybody. There are a lot of things to talk about today. Yes, there are. How's everybody doing? Hope you're all doing good. Sorry for a bit of a scuffed start because, I kid you not, Ray Dow gave us a blue screen of death right before we started the stream. But yeah, you guys might have seen my new friend. You guys remember how I told you I really wanted to get one of these? I guess Capcom heard me. Oh man, this is awesome. But yeah, so we got to visit Capcom a couple of weeks ago. We were there, and there are a bunch of other content creators there. Let me just swap the music real quick. Because this one's a little bit too hype. I need something a little bit more chill right now. I need chill, because otherwise I'm going to just, like, explode with hype. Now, let me also just see some. I'll lower this so that I can actually hear myself. There we go. Should be good now. But yeah. Oni Shizno, thank you very much for being roasting with us for 12 months. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. Thank you. Did Capcom send you one? No, we got these when we went to the preview event. So there was a preview event over at Capcom a couple of weeks ago, and we got to play the... I think, again, this is not confirmed, but I think that this is the same build that if you guys remember a couple of months ago, some people went to some preview event in Osaka. We did not go to... I didn't go to Osaka. I went to the UK. But I think it was that build that we were playing. So basically it has like the beginning of the game, but it's not the final version yet. And yeah, we got a lot of things that I got to bring up. It's just like I said, I was having technical difficulties right up until the stream starts. Let me see. I think I have... Okay, here we go. Yeah, I have all of my notes here so we can get proper started. So if you guys are wondering who was there, who I got to hang out with, Ark was there, and although Ark was not in the same day of preview that I was, which by the way is one of the things that I should bring up because people always wonder, okay, did Capcom pay for your trip? Did any of these things happen? And Capcom paid for my trip to Gamescom. If you guys remember, I talked about that. But they did not pay for this trip. There was not enough budget. I said, hey, I'll go if there's an opportunity. And, you know, I paid for everything myself. But yeah, we did get to play the first 5 hours of the game on PlayStation 5. This was not the PC build. This was the PS5 build. The people that were there, there was... Dark Hero was there, who came in late. And he forgot again. It's really fun stuff that happened with Dark Hero. El Renatos, thank you very much for being roasting a lesson for 8 months. As a long beard, you Giga Chad, tip of the hat. Appreciate support. Thank you. As I was saying, I think that these alerts might be a little bit loud. Sorry, I just literally just set up the new streaming PC. As I was saying, so we had Rage Gaming was there, both Josh and Hollow. Cotton obviously can't go because Cotton, they have the man locked away in a basement somewhere, completely spoiler free. Eric's Gaming was there, 2-6 in Paradise. Strippin and Benji were there as well. Am I forgetting somebody? I don't think I'm forgetting anyone. I think that was the group of people that were there. We're all hanging out, played the game, did the thing. Although I should say that despite the fact that Capcom didn't pay for anything, Ark over here in chat did pay for my dinner. Which is like, I was getting ready to pay for dinner for everyone, and Ark pulls an Uno reverse card out of nowhere and just pays for everyone's dinner himself. So that was cool. But, I mean, I say everyone's dinner. It was me, Ark, and Jonah. We had dinner. G9 Cat, thank you very much for being gross, for making 10 people gross again. That's the tip of the hat. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you. But, no, Miss 5,000 watts would be in the US. I'm already being bullied, man. What? Hey, Dark Hero, you know what happened. You know what happened, Dark Hero. I'm uploading this stuff for you, by the way, so don't worry about it. You'll get this stuff soon. But yeah, speaking of Rage, they just posted Nursilla gameplay. Yeah, I know. You're gonna see me do Nursilla. Okay, like the footage that you're watching right here, that's Duna. Okay, and that's not trailer footage. All right. We're going to be going over all of this footage with a fine-tooth comb, okay? Dinner sponsored by Ark, absolutely. Hey, dear gamer, what's up, bro? I'm not jealous. You are jealous. Yeah, I know. I know, dude, I know. Oh, I see Nursilla gameplay. Yeah, dude, I have Nursilla gameplay as well. We actually learned about Nursilla before Nursilla was officially announced, which was pretty cool. I mean, we all had suspicions, obviously, because of Gypsros. Also, you guys can't see properly, but this sacred is actually customized. The sacred that I'm riding on that footage, it's actually customized. I can't wait to show it to you guys, because, like, I customized my own sacred. Like, there was so many things that we got to do, right? One thing that I do want to bring up before we get started is the footage that I'm about to show you guys. All of this footage, yeah, this is all my footage. I can show you guys about 40 minutes of footage split across 2 different sessions. All of the footage you guys are seeing, this was again captured on PlayStation 5, not PlayStation 5 Pro, standard PlayStation 5s, in performance mode, okay? Now, do keep in mind that this was recorded at like 1440p or something. I don't know what the native resolution is on of the game when it's running in performance mode, but I recorded it at the maximum quality that I could with my crummy little laptop. And I do want to say that I believe there was the machines that they had there. I think that they were set up to play the game in HDR, because when I turned off HDR, I noticed that the footage looked a little bit whitewashed. And it didn't look like the stuff that I was watching on screen, because obviously we can't record with HDR on, because then the colors get all wonky. But yeah, so if you look at this footage and it looks a little bit whitewashed, it's simply because I chose not to change the footage that I got, because I could have just gone into the editor and be like, oh, we'll just add some contrast. But I think that the problem was the machines were set up to play in HDR mode, and once we turned it off, the footage was not as bright and colorful as it was on screen, because we didn't really get to fiddle with the settings all that much. That's the thing. Okay? But yeah, let me see here. Mr. Tommy Giggles, thank you very much for being gross this for 25 months. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. John P, thank you, dude. Okay, now, let's get this party started, shall we? Let's hope these scenes don't explode or anything. This is the first time we're streaming in 4K. So, this footage right here is from part 1. So I could only bring out 20 minutes of footage from all of the stuff that I did from this part. And this part included like cinematics and stuff like that, but we can't show you the cinematics in order to prevent spoilers and all of that stuff, right? Now, performance-wise, you guys can see what the game was running like on PS5, which in my opinion, this was running way smoother than the beta. You guys can see, because we are streaming at 60 FPS, so you guys can see over here all of the footage and all that good stuff. And here we're fighting off Congolalas and all that stuff. I'll turn on the sound in a minute. I just want to talk about a couple of more things before we get into all of the little details. And this hunt, I believe that I'm using long shelling in this hunt because I was testing it out. Unfortunately, I didn't really do any heavy testing. I know that some people want to know, oh, how's wide shelling? How's long shelling? And it's like, it was very limited time because I had a lot of stuff to do. I couldn't just, oh guys, let me just take 30 minutes or something real quick and then go test out long shelling and wide shelling. Not to mention that balance-wise, things are probably going to change. One of the things that I did notice is I felt like Drake Augur, this can just be because I was having a ton of fun, but it felt like Drake Augur was more powerful in this version of the game, but I'm not 100% sure. It felt a little bit more powerful, felt more impactful. I don't know if it was because of the sound. You guys will see me do a bunch of Drake Augurs on Kongalala here. But, yeah. Mrs. Tummy Giggles, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat, appreciate support. Confirmed fake reaction to last trailer. True. I already knew about Nursilla. It's true. It's true. I knew about Nursilla. But I'm still hyped to see Nursilla. I have my Rurikon bingo card ready to mark complaining about difficulty. I mean, if you can already predict it, is it really that big of a surprise? We'll talk about that. Now, like I said, I thought performance on PS5 was pretty good. I thought the game looked pretty good, even in performance mode. Obviously, it's not going to look as good as it does on PC, but I thought it looked way better than the beta, personally. That is my opinion. And again, it's only on from the first 5 hours. I felt like the game looked really nice, and I felt like it plays really nice. It's not exactly smooth 60. I think that there's quite a few dips here and there, but it's overall a much more stable experience than you had during the beta. That's what I can tell you. At least I can admit it. I told you guys, I will never lie. I will never lie to you. So if you go like, oh, so you knew, so you faked a little bit of your Nursilla reaction. Yes, I did. I don't lie. It is what it is. I just couldn't tell you that I knew at the time, so I had to like, you know, because embargoes and stuff. But yeah. Now, performance, all that stuff, good. Animation, looking good. The cutscenes are amazing. I loved all of the cutscenes. I will say that one of the first cutscenes that pops up that I can't really describe, I guess, because of spoilers, even though we kind of see a little bit of that cutscene in one of the trailers, but whatever. One of those looked a little bit rougher than the other ones in terms of like how blurry it got, you know? But again, still not the final build, so it is what it is. But it was just like, out of all of the cutscenes that I got to watch in those 5 hours, that was like that one couple of seconds of one of the cutscenes where I was like, this one looks a little bit rough. That was it. All of the other ones looked phenomenal. I love the animations. I loved what they are doing in terms of like, you guys know those traditional cute elements that will pop up in cutscenes, and not even just in cutscenes, because we don't really have... It's weird to explain, because the structure of this Monster Hunter is so fundamentally different from the structure of previous Monster Hunters, right? Because in previous Monster Hunter games, what do? You go to the hub, you pick up a quest, you do the quest, story advances. Sometimes, in the case of Monster Hunter World, you pick up a quest, you go to the place, and then a cutscene plays out, and then you do the quest, and then the quest ends, and you go back to the hub. That's not how it works in this one. That is not how it works in this game, okay? You are going to be seamlessly going through, and the quests are just like interweaved into the narrative when you are doing story. However, you guys might be like, oh, but I like the more traditional way of doing. At any point in time, after you complete a quest, you can stop the narrative. You can be like, okay, I'm good here. Let me go hunt something and craft something or whatever. You can do that. As a matter of fact, this is actually not my first Chemitrice on this footage. This was my second Chemitrice because I wanted to craft Chemitrice's gun lance. So I went ahead and I hunted a second Chemitrice because in this first portion of the thing, we could just go do whatever the hell we wanted. We could hunt a bunch of monsters. We could go do a little bit of crafting if we wanted to. We just couldn't really show it. We couldn't show you the crafting menus or anything like that. I'm guessing that maybe those are not super finalized yet. Or maybe they just didn't want us to show you all of the monsters, something. I don't know. But basically, I did do an extra Chemitrice here to go craft her gun lance. And her gun lance actually has a different reload animation. The Chemitrice gun lance has a different reload animation. which I thought was really cool. But like I said, we're going to be analyzing all of this footage bit by bit. So yeah. Did you play the revised build or the final build of the game? It's the revised build. So this, I think, again, it wasn't confirmed to me, but I think that this was either the same build that they played in Osaka, the mainstream journalists and stuff that got to go to Osaka to play the game. I think that might have been the build that we were playing. But again, they didn't really confirm this. Now, let me just see a couple of more things here from my notes. The hunting action, very responsive in case you guys are worried about like latency or whatever. Again, this was PlayStation 5 performance, felt super responsive, no really big issues on this build that I've played that I could detect. All of the controls and everything felt perfectly fine, no issues there. I thought the game looks really good for being in performance mode and all of that stuff. It's just the biggest thing I feel like we really need to talk about is that story flow, because I think that is going to be what a lot of people are going to feel a difference from previous Monster Hunters. It's that flow of going from quest to cutscene to quest, and it's just kind of like seamless. To give you an idea, right? You guys have seen the cutscene. It's even in the benchmark. The cutscene where the hunter is eating a meal in Kunafa village, right? With one of the kids and whatnot that you save early on, and the other guy, the brother, whatever his name was, right? So that cutscene happens after you do like a quest for, I forget if it was a quest for Kunafa. I don't remember if it was Doshagumo or whatever it was, but you do something, right? And then you go into that cutscene, and when you finish that cutscene, the meal cutscene, you gain the food buff. And then they send you on another quest. So in a way, it seems like they're trying to integrate these cutscenes almost as if they were your visits to the hub in previous Monster Hunter games, right? So when you are doing the story, you're basically going to be going from monster to monster, having little bits of story cutscenes in between, and the pacing of it is going to feel very different than we had before, of like, go back to the hub, eat food, do the hunt, back to the hub, eat food, do the hunt. As a matter of fact, I think one of the things that people are going to be surprised is how fast we go to the Scarlet Forest. Okay, if you guys notice, the first hunt that I'm showing you here is Kongalala. Kongalala was either the first monster is obviously Tetsukabra, because you do the intro in the beta, right? So Tetsukabra is the first monster. I think that Kongalala is either the second or the third. Yeah, Kongalala is either the second or the third monster. Okay? So like very quickly you're going to the Scarlet Forest. You also get to Uthduna pretty reasonably fast, like way faster than I thought. I expected like way more hunts in Windward Plains before we'd get to the forest. No, they send you to the forest right away, really fast. So I kind of feel like they're going to introduce the locales at a very fast pace, you know? Did I say Tetsukabra? I meant Chatakabra. Whatever. You guys, I'm hype, okay? I'm hype. And no, do not take this to be like, oh, Tetsukabra confirmed. I haven't seen Tetsukabra. I have not seen that at all. The fuck is a Tetsukabra? A monster for Monster Hunter 4U. Brewery leaking Tetsukabra is in the game. Nope, I haven't seen it. It might be, but I haven't seen it. If it is, I haven't seen it. Now, as I was saying, so you fight Chatakabra, then you go into the Scarlet Forest, you fight Kongalala, and then I think we go back to the Windward Plains and we do some more quests there, and then eventually we get to that food cutscene, and there are story bits that are happening. Now, I like the story a lot. I like the cutscenes a lot so far, even though, again, I've only seen the first couple of hours of it. But one of the things that I will say is that in this build, I felt like when you're doing dialogue with the NPCs, there's awkward pauses. Not during the cutscenes, but like when you're outside of the cutscenes. I don't know if this is maybe due to the different timings of different localizations or whatever. So like your character will say something, then there'll be a bit of a pause, then the other character will reply, then there's a little bit of a pause. And if they're trying to do a more narrative Monster Hunter, these are going to be things that I kind of feel like the team might need to tighten up just a little bit. I feel like this is easily solvable, considering that it's just a timing thing. So this shouldn't be too much of a problem. Might even already be different in the final version of the game. It wouldn't surprise me. But in the version that I did play, I felt like there were a couple of awkward pauses there that could probably do with a little bit of tuning. That would be my thing. Did you get to play with the new AI companions? I did. I did play with the new AI companions. And if you want to talk about the AI companions, one of the things that I will say is that the AI companions are actually featured in this quest, because this is the chemetries that I wanted to do just to get the gunlance. And I was like, oh, let me just bring in the NPCs or whatever. And when the NPCs arrived, what I noticed was, I think it actually slowed me down. So, in a way, I think that the NPC implementation, like the companions, I think might be really well implemented, due to the fact that you can go slow and steady, which is with companions, because I do think that they will slow you down because of the HP scaling of the monster, and because of the fact that they're not as good as players. So ultimately, if you bring in the companions, it's going to be a much easier and safer hunt. But at the same time, it's also going to be slower. So I think that might be a good way of balancing it. So from the little experience that I've had in terms of companions, I'm actually quite happy about it. Did you use any other mantles? No. The only mantle that we had in this beta was that one. Unless we might have had another mantle in the other thing, but I didn't even notice it. Because, see, there was like two separate save files that we got to play. So the first one, you start playing the game from the very beginning. That's like save file number 1. And then the second one is when we got the fight against Rompopolo and Nursilla. And when we fought against Rompopolo and Nursilla, that was a different save file altogether, so we didn't carry over the progress of the first one, and it was like pre-built characters. So that also made it very hard to kind of like figure out the difficulty. Now, you guys already know how I feel about the difficulty that we've experienced so far in the game, so I'm not going to bore you to death. So I'll just tell you guys exactly how many times I've carded. I carded once. In the Rompopolo quest. I don't even have it in this video that we're going to be showing today, but I carded once in the Rompopolo quest. The fun thing to me was the reason why I carded. You guys want to know why I carded? I carded because the small monsters started bullying me. The small monsters... There was a pack, you know those monsters that you see in the oil well basin? They have like the whole thing where their heads is like I don't know, it's like their head opens up or whatever. Those little dudes, they came up to me, and I was moving away from Rompopolo because he was doing the thing where he puts his ass in the oil and he starts like farting into it, and then little bubbles start popping out everywhere. So I'm moving away, and I think I was like at half health, and one of those little dudes jumped on me and like, smack! And as he smacked me down, I was like, oh, crap. My character's starting to come back up, but there was 3 of the small little dudes. And so another one of the little dudes comes in, smack again! And my character staggers again. I was like, oh, this is actually getting dangerous. So I'm trying to get up for a Superman dive, and a little bubble starts popping right below me, and my character's like still, in kind of like tremor state. And I was like, oh no! And then another character just kind of like, another one of the small ones lightly tapped me. So this one didn't fully bonk me, but he lightly tapped me, which staggered me a little bit. And then during all these things, they're chipping away at my health slowly. And then the Rompopolo bubble popped, and it killed me. That was the one time that they carded me. And I was so happy, bro. See, that's the thing. I was so happy because I was like, oh man, are we going back to like the small monsters actually being a threat? I hope that's a thing. Unfortunately, it only happened once. I wish it would have happened more. But I loved it. I was like, yes, this is exactly what I want. You're not a real hunter until a Bullfango, Conchu, or Velociprey has caused your death. True. True, I got mobbed, bro. I don't know if they're aggressive again, Jay Walco, because like I said, this happened once in the second save file. I never seen it happen again. But now, let's actually take a proper look at this footage, and I will comment over it, because this is most of the stuff that I wanted to talk about. Unless you guys have questions that you think I might be able to answer. The weapons that I played was, I played a little bit of Charge Blade. I don't think I have footage of that in this cut that I have here, because the amount of stuff that I'm allowed to show you is very limited. So most of the footage that you see here is going to be Gun Lance. But I did play a little bit of Charge Blade, and I played a whole hunt of Sword and Shield, which you guys will see, which is the Rompopolo hunt, because I wanted to test out the I wanted to test out the changes in Sword and Shield to see how it felt. And let me tell you, when we get to the Rompopolo hunt, it was disgusting what I did to that creature, bro. It was disgusting what I did to that creature. So how was the Ice Shard Cliffs? Okay, so interesting thing about the Ice Shard Cliffs. From the gameplay that I got to record, we didn't really get to explore in the second save file. So they were like, listen, you hunt the monster, but you stick to hunting the monster. Don't go out exploring because we don't want to show too much of this area yet, right? Jojo Mojo, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat, appreciate support. Thank you, dude. We're dropping new gameplay and I'm stuck at work, can't even watch properly. Definitely gonna rewatch, so hype. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be good. I'm also gonna be releasing like individual videos of some of these hunts that I've done after this stream gets done. So I just wanted to do the preview live because that way I'd be able to answer questions. Now, we didn't really get to explore the location in that second save file, but obviously Rompopolo is from the Oil Well Basin, and Nersilla was also, I think, in the Oil Well Basin. But the area that I hunted Nersilla in actually looks a lot like Ice Shard Cliffs. So my working theory right now, and this is only became a working theory after I watched the latest trailer, is that the same way that Windward Plains and Scarlet Forest are connected, I think that Oil Well Basin and Ice Shard Cliffs are connected. Maybe. Potentially. But yeah, we'll see. Any thoughts on hit stop sound design changes? It's way better. Way, way better. You will see it, especially when we get to the Rompopolo hunt, because that's the one where I played Sword and Shield, and Sword and Shield had almost like no hit stop in the beta build. You guys will see that Sword and Shield is way, way better. Did it feel better? Yes, it felt way better than the beta. Way better than the beta. Is monster design so good? Chematrice is awesome looking? Absolutely. Bro, tell them. I only played Sword and Shield. You only played Sword and Shield, Arc? I actually didn't even know. I didn't know that you only played Sword and Shield. No, but Sword and Shield is really good. Let me see what else. You guys got any more questions? Because otherwise I'm going to start going through the footage and telling you guys about the whole footage stuff. Hopefully there'll be commentary on SNS. Yes. I will tell you all about SNS. I mean, the little that I've played. Do all the weapons have different skills, if you can talk about it? Several weapons have different skills. Yes. I actually don't remember the skills by head. And here I'm using Hope. So Hope has speed sharpening, I think. But the other weapons had different skills. I think one of the gun lances that I crafted had like guard. I wish I would have memorized that. But unfortunately I can't show you guys that menu. It's part of the embargo. I can't show you the menu. Otherwise I would show you the menu. I don't see what the big deal is, but yeah. Can you cut off the tail of the chicken? I didn't cut it off, I don't think. Did you give Charge Blade a go? I did, but I only played a little bit. Did you try the hammer? No, I did not try the hammer. Way better performance. From PlayStation? Yes. Because again, I only played PlayStation. The PlayStation in performance mode plays way better than PlayStation performance mode played on the beta. And it also looks way better. How much content do you think the game will have? I have no idea. I mean, I only played the first 5 hours, so... Any changes from Charge Blade on beta? I don't know. Again, I haven't played that much Charge Blade to begin with. I only played a little bit. Perfect Rush Gang? Yeah, dude. Yeah. Rathalos Watch, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. What skills does Longsword have? I didn't look at Longsword. G1 Sunstreaker, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. Furious Poogie in the game. I don't think I've seen him. But again, what I saw is what you guys saw in the beta. I think I got to see like one more camp, which was the Scarlet Forest camp, which you've also seen in some of the trailers. Those were the only 2 camps that I got to see. Are weapon numbers bloated or no? I didn't really pay attention to that. I'd have to go look at the gear crafting screen. Sorry. Can you backstep out of dodge with SNS like in World? Backstep out of dodge? I think so. Yeah, I think you can. Probably you'll have to use focus mode for that. Did you find the monsters moving too much from area to area? Nope, absolutely not. Was it PS4 Pro or base? PS5 base. What resolution frame rate were you experiencing? We can't really see the resolution. You know, I'd have to like look at it and tell you. I think it was probably like upscaled from like 900p or something. I don't know. I don't actually know the resolution. I recorded it at 1440p, but I don't know what the actual base resolution was. It was probably somewhere in the vicinity of 1080, I would imagine, for performance mode. How long was your average hunt? Very short. For this particular build, very, very, very short. Which I kind of wanted it to be longer. It makes me wonder if this build might just be toned down for, you know, media folks to not actually be stuck fighting monsters, like Gaijin mentioned in the podcast. That might be the case, but nobody confirmed that to me, so I don't actually know. But I suspect that it probably is a little bit toned down. Because one of the things that I can tell you is that Doshaguma felt significantly easier in this build than it did in the first beta that I played. But then again, that was the first beta that I played. But in this build, Doshaguma felt very, very easy. So, yeah. Is the LOL Basin connected to the Scarlet Forest? I don't know. Does Gunland still have different playstyles? Yes. You have wide, long, and normal, and those are going to be different. I'm sorry. It looks like I missed. Give me a second. What's your current biggest criticism with this build? Okay. My biggest criticism with the build, it would probably be twofold. Like I said, it was the difficulty. I wish it was harder. You guys already know that. I don't want to get too many more details about that. We only carded once. And the other thing is the awkward pauses that happen in some of the dialogue outside of cutscenes. I feel like that could do a little bit of tuning. But other than that, I don't really have anything too big to point out at this point. Did you get to test the different shelling types for gunlines? I did, but not for very long. Because the thing was also, right, we only got to play until Uthduna once. And I was kind of scared that I was not going to have enough time. So I played all the way to Uthduna, and I beat Uthduna, and I only crafted one weapon. I only crafted, like, one gun lance. How long were your hunts on average? Drew Murgon? I think it was between 5 and 10 minutes, most of them. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support, Drew Murgon. Rathalos Watch, who did you hunt to build? Thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat, appreciate support. So, we hunted Chatacabra, Doshaguma, Uthduna. Uthduna is not a hunt, it's a repel. But Uthduna, Kongalala, why am I drawing about? Chemetris, Balahara, and then Rompopolo and Ursula, I think. I think that's it. I think those are the ones that we hunted in this beta. I only took footage of the ones that we didn't see in the beta, because I was like, well, why am I going to show you a Doshaguma hunt, right? It doesn't make sense. Those are the best. Gun lances, booty, shields up. Jonathan, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. And let me just get caught up on these. G1 Sunstreaker, thank you very much for being with us again. That's 24 months. Tip of the hat. And Asari Ugetsu, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. How's the weapon designs? All unique designs. Not just even the weapon designs, but if you guys notice, the gun lance we're using here, Chemetry's gun lance, has a unique reload animation. So in the case of the gun lance, we even get unique reload animations fairly early on. Like that animation, you see how it doesn't fold? That's a unique reload animation. So yeah. Will we get event gathering hub like in Monster Hunter World? I don't know. I don't know. Thank you very much for the souls, Shaiki. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. Now, let's actually jump into this gameplay. Was performance any better in that version? Yes. Again, I only played PlayStation 5. When did you record this footage? This was near the end of January. Any time on Lance? No. Like I said, there's limited time for us to play. Moon Doggy, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat, appreciate support. How is the environment and design and feel? Did you play long enough for dynamic weather to kick in? It felt like, because of the fact that I was just doing story, right? I didn't really do any expeditions to go out and hunt monsters except for the Chemetries that I hunted. It felt like most of the times that it swapped was kind of like scripted because I was doing the story. So like whenever you go to hunt Doshaguma, the inclemency shows up to do the whole Balahara thing that we see in one of the first trailers where it kind of does the sandpit thing that's kind of like built into the hunt. So yeah, most of the changes that I saw were, I think, were scripted for the story. Because, for instance, when I went to hunt the Chemetries, the weather didn't change at all during the whole hunt. Like, if you see, this is when we were hunting the Chemetries, it was plenty the whole time. You see? Like, look. Plenty, 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 like, no change. So I think that I think that the inclemency is not going to happen nearly as fast as it happens in the beta, unless it's scripted. I think that's the idea. So inclemency and stuff will happen, but it's going to be much slower. I also think that, and again, I can't confirm this because I don't actually know, but I think that you're going to be gathering like different resources at different times, and that would make sense for. So it's like, oh, it's inclemency. I want to go get this one thing that I haven't gotten yet, right? Makes sense. Did you go back to Cockfosters? Yeah, I didn't go all the way to Cockfosters, but yeah. You mentioned Uthduna Repel. What is that? Repel is a repel quest. You repel the monster. You don't actually hunt it. Which monster was the hardest to hunt so far? It's like, people are going to get mad at me, but this is exactly how I feel. All of the hunts that I did in this version felt so easy that I can't point out one monster that I felt like, oh, this one was actually kind of hard. They all felt very easy. Again, I played Gunlance, and it's a bunch of low-rank hunts, so whatever. But none of them felt particularly hard. Do max potions exist? I think they do. Don't we have those in the beta already? I think we have those. There's still side quests? Yes, there are side quests. You can go into the hub and you will get side quests popping up, kind of like what you have in requests right now. One of the side quests that I did involved collecting honey. They were like, oh, go get some honey. And that's how they kind of organically taught me what location I was supposed to go to if I wanted to go get honey. So, yeah, there's that. Also, while we're on that topic, since we're talking about the hubs, one of the things that I noticed is that there was no canteen. There was no canteen mechanic, which I was like, oh, I don't know if that's going to be something that changes like as you progress through the game, because I only played the first couple of hours. But what was there in the place where you're supposed to get the canteen, there's like a palico there. And he kind of like gives you food as you complete quests. Like he gives you ingredients for you to use on the whole BBQ thing that we already have. So I think they kind of want, they want you cooking like in your camps. They want to break away from that. Again, I'm not saying this is something that I was told. This is kind of like what I'm inferring from the gameplay that I did. Feels a little bit like they want to break away from that mechanic of like, oh, we go back to the hub, we eat, we go on a hunt. It's more like they want you on the go, and you go back to the hub to like restock and stuff. So there are NPCs that will give you ingredients for the food stuff, basically. No Meowster Chef? Yeah, again, like I said, I don't know if that's maybe something that shows up later in the quest line or what the deal with that is. What I can tell you is that in the version that I played, there was just like a palico there that would give you like food ingredients for you to use in the thing. What's like Armor's design? They looked great. I have to cook for myself? No, yeah. IGN said that, I think. What, no canteen? I don't remember that. In the beta, the canteen was in your tent. Yeah, I know. Yeah, like I said, even if you look at the last trailer, I think the last trailer is the perfect example of that, where you have a party of multiplayer hunters, and they're gathered on one of the pop-up camps to cook. Well, Capcom changed Charge Blade from beta, which is currently just using Savage X spam. Bro, I don't know. I mean, you can't ask me like balance questions from me just playing 5 hours. In order to really understand balance, I would need to go to endgame. Can the Sacred get hurt? I haven't seen it happen in the little bit that I've played. Any info about bowgun customization? I don't play bowguns, sorry. Breaking transition into having to stop and go back, but keep it seamless and continue. Yeah. Yeah. I think you meant tradition, but yeah. Have you fought any 5-star monsters? No. Like I said, we had limited time, and there were a lot of cutscenes and a lot of story stuff to do, so I focused on doing that. Did you see the Nursilla IGN hunt? I'm going to show you my Nursilla hunt. I didn't try Lance. Okay, the frames feel stable, good to play in. Yeah, again, PlayStation version, playing on performance mode, felt very good. Eric's and I don't know if Rage Gaming was recording in quality. I know that Eric's was recording in quality, so there's that. Murad, that's just for the beta, I think. I don't think it's like that in the final version. So, let's actually get into the gameplay now that I've answered a whole lot of questions. Then you guys can ask me some more questions as I break the gameplay down. Let me pause this. Let's go through the footage that I can share with you guys. So, I'm going to turn on the sound. Here we have what I started with my footage is Kongalala. We did the whole bees thing. I don't know if that actually did anything, because I was just trying to do these hunts like reasonably fast in order to be efficient with the time that I had. The gun lance that we're using here is actually long shelling, so long shelling excels at worm stake cannon, but I want you to particularly pay attention to the Drake Auger ticks, because I kind of feel like Drake Auger was just shredding in here, whereas in the beta it feels like it does almost nothing. So this is the IGN build? It might be, I'm not 100% sure. Here's another thing. Whenever you get the Fender procs, if you guys notice there, it seems like your character glows blue now whenever you get the Defender procs. Look at that. There's going to be a Defender proc coming up from food skills. See? Your character glows blue. The food skill Defender meal high has activated. Whiffing the Drake Auger. Classic. There it is. Like, look at it. Look at the amount of... I mean, there's also a bunch of congas there, so yeah. The wound from farting. I'm trying to get to the tail. We did get to the tail. I still feel like there's way more ticks. What was my favorite hunt? Probably Nursilla. Like, we were popping off with these Drake Augers. Again, another Divine Blessing proc. Murdering the pink monkey in front of all its offspring. No, don't run away. I was again so greedy with the range on this wyvern fire. So here we're ambushing it where it sleeps. I didn't even let it go to sleep. I was like, nope, just die. And as you can see, like I said, most of the hunts around 5 minutes. Again, I suspect that this is like an easier build or whatever. But yeah, I think he's about to die. Yeah, he's got skull. Like, do you see what I mean? There's definitely more ticks there than what we're getting in the beta. But again, it's important to mention that this gun lance, the long shelling gun lance, excels with the stake. So there's that too. There it is. That was the Congalala hunt. I think next up is the Chemitrice. Yep. So the reason I was hunting this one, like I told you guys, is I wanted to do her gun lance. And this is where we tested the companions. Just because I was like, oh, let me just do a quick hunt in to see if we can craft this one gun lance. It was the only thing I crafted the whole time. That was the other thing. The whole time that we're doing all the way up to Uthduna, I never felt the need to craft a different armor set. Are there no main hubs? I mean, you have the villages, right? The camp that you have in the beta, and there's the Scarlet Forest one. I think those count as the hubs now. Absolutely shredding the Chemitrice. Another interesting thing, when I called for the support NPCs, they came in one at a time. So like, notice how now we have Alessa and Laki. And later you will see others coming in. They don't just all show up and gangbang the monster. The moment I see those wounds, bro. Oh, this is actually the wide gun lance, by the way, because it only has 2 shells. So this is when I was testing the wide gun lance. But I'm not doing an optimal playstyle. I don't even know what the optimal playstyle for wide gun lance would be. It might end up being charged shells or something. There, now we have Rosso, and we no longer have the Palico. But the monster's health also scaled, and I felt like it slowed me down. There's no way to send an SOS without calling NPC hunters? Yeah, you can change the settings of what happens when you do SOS. So you can have the SOS try to summon multiplayer people, and if multiplayer people don't show up, it'll summon NPC hunters. Or you can have the SOS just summon NPC hunters, or you can have the SOS just summon multiplayer players. I thought Chemitrice was really fun to fight. I like how colorful she is. I didn't mess around with Palico gear too much. Again, limited time. Oh, you're sleeping? Oh no! In case you guys are watching some abrupt cuts, it's because I can only record 20 minutes of footage, so I had to really like streamline it down to the bits that I wanted to show. Yes, shelling scales with attack. For story quests, your NPC immediately joins you. Yes. If there's a quest where an NPC is supposed to join you, it will join you instantly. Like, you guys will see in the next quest, we're going to be playing with Olivia. Because it makes sense as to what happens in the cutscene before the quest. And so you just start the quest and Olivia's there. Are slap-on designs really gone? Yes. Can the NPC hunters actually kill the monster? I don't know. I only did this small hunt with it. Wow, that was still sub 5. I felt like that was way slower. Lalabarina?
Olivia, take Eric back to camp. The secret came for us.
This is the first time I fought Lalabarina. I'm giving her a little bit of the ledge play right there. There's the mount. Lalabarina was actually one of the ones that I was kind of surprised at how easy it was. I expected Lalabarina to be really hard. This is still with the normal shelling gun lance. Do you know if you can play campaign co-op? We didn't really try it, so I assume you can. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't. If the NPCs cart, it doesn't count for the carting counter. I don't think the NPCs even cart. I think you just tap them on the ass and they get back up. Are the quests very organized, or does the story tend to happen organically and unpredictable? The story tends to happen organically. And then you can pretty much pause the story at any point, like, you know, in between hunts. Because the story kind of like takes you from hunt to hunt to hunt, right? But after you finish a hunt, at any point, you can stop the story progression, and you can just go do whatever you want. So if you want to, like, go farm a monster, go do more traditional Monster Hunter activities, you can do that, and then you can get back to the story later. Burkhan, was Nursilla still a bastard? You'll see. Soon enough. I think we have her, and then we have Uthduna. Because I didn't record those Shagomar Balahara hunts. I don't know if Poogie is in the game, so Zilbus, I haven't seen it. Can you walk between maps? I walked between the Scarlet Forest and Windward Plains. I don't know if you can walk between all of them, but I definitely walked from the Windward Plains to the Scarlet Forest. Again, I suspect that this build is easier than what we're going to get in the final game. Maybe that's copium, but I suspect that will be the case. How do you exactly stop the story? So usually, let's say you have a cutscene, like, you know, for instance, you have that beginning cutscene that you saw in the beta, right? And you hunt the Chatacabra. So you hunt the Chatacabra, and then after that, you know, there's a couple of cutscenes that play out, and you end up back at camp. At that moment, you don't have to continue the story. You can just be like, oh, I'm just going to go off and do my own thing. So the way that you kind of like pause the story is, let's say, oh, it's not during a hunt, right? During a hunt, you're not going to pause the story. But you go through a hunt, and either after that hunt or before the next hunt, that's kind of like when you can, oh, now I can stop and do whatever I want in the more traditional Monster Hunter way. And then whenever you're ready to resume, like probably Alma or some other NPC will have your main quest there waiting for you. And you can just go to them and like, hey, I want to continue doing the thing. And then you can keep doing the thing. The monsters did run away much less. Yes, I did get a look into weapon and armor crafting, but I can't show that. Did you fight Rei Dao at all? No. During the quest progression, I didn't fight. He didn't show up. He might have been there during the Doshaguma hunt, but we killed Doshaguma so fast that I don't think I even saw him. No, we didn't get to try co-op cutscenes, so we don't know how that's being handled still. Least favorite monster out of the roster list? I don't think I have like a least favorite. I like most of them. No, wait, probably Balahara. Balahara is annoying to fight. Because he's small in terms of height. So some weapons are gonna have a bad time with Balahara. Out of the ones that I've fought so far. This is PlayStation 5, Hung Fan. I did not test Palico gear. I probably should have. Are the cutscenes skippable? Yes. Did you hunt those purple flying monsters? The Urabamis? No. That was not a part of the build that we played. Hey, Anthem Wolf, what's up? See how my Sacred still like the default colors and stuff? I think this might be the last time you see him with the default colors. See what I mean? Like, I felt like this hunt should have lasted a little bit longer. It was so fast. Archivist, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat, appreciate support. Thank you. No, that's fine, dude. Like, it's not me being patient. It's like, look, I'm where I am, right? I get to do these events because of you guys. You guys are watching, you guys are hitting the like button, doing the thing. So it's like, if I'm not here to answer your questions, what the hell am I doing? Is there a more robust town than base camp from the beta? There's another base camp, which is the one in the Scarlet Forest, but I wouldn't necessarily call it more robust. Urcon, send me that monster icon images. I don't know which ones you're talking about, but I'll look through my footage and I'll try to send you the ones that I can. Because it's only a low rank one? Yep. So, here it is. Uthduna.
Olivia, we have a thing. Can you ride?
Now again, I would like to remind you, particularly in this one, that the reason why the footage might look a little bit whitewashed is because I think that those PlayStations were specifically set up to use HDR. So like for media folks to go in and enjoy the game with HDR. And because, you know, the group that I went in, we're all content creators, so we're like, no, we don't care about HDR. As a matter of fact, we have to turn off HDR, otherwise we can't capture the footage properly. And I think because of that, the settings that they had for the game were like super optimized for HDR, and then the colors get a little bit whitewashed because the game didn't look like this on the monitor when I was playing it. That's the thing. And the thing that I was thinking when I first started looking at the footage was like, you know, I could fix this. I could increase the contrast, change stuff, and make it look better. But at the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, but that's not what I captured. I have to show people what I captured. Because otherwise it's like, oh, you're doctoring the footage, right? This is pretty much the raw file that I got, except it's cut up through editing. I didn't change anything in the colors. But like I said, the game doesn't look like this when you're playing it. This is like some mismatch of the capture card with HDR settings that they had set up or whatever. How did Duna feel to fight? Did it give you a challenge? It was definitely a step up from the other stuff that we fought, but I didn't feel like too much of a challenge. The biggest challenge with Uthduna is I forgot to restock. I forgot to, you know, refresh my consumables, so I had to stop midway through the hunt to go get stuff. Because I came into Uthduna with like three mega potions or something like that. Now, for those of you that weren't paying attention to the live stream where they showed Uthduna for the first time, you're looking at these blue damage numbers because he has like a water veil on him, and that water veil acts like a shield, but you can break it. So if you deal enough damage, it breaks through the veil, and then it becomes a weak spot. Zenny, thank you very much for becoming grossly incandescent. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. Thank you. I love the music in this hunt, by the way. You guys hear the music? It's really good. Olivia coming in with a clutch KO. The belly flops of happiness. Look at how happy he is. He's just a big belly flopping boy, living his best life. And see, when I first played against Uthduna, that's when I started to visualize there is a possibility for Lagiacrus to come into this game. I don't know if he's in or not. I've heard things from people talking about leaks and stuff. I'm like, I don't know. But when I first fought Uthduna here, that's when I was like, I can see it. Because you guys are going to see some of the stuff that Uthduna does. Uthduna goes away. He goes into the water. He like splashes about in a location that you can't go to. Kind of like Plesioth back in the day, right? Plesioth would go into water, have like his little water phase. I think they can do something like that for Lagiacrus. This is from standard PlayStation 5, not PlayStation 5 Pro. This gameplay is mine. I got to play the game, Leonardo. See, look. In this area, you can't get to him. Like, look. See over there? You can't go over here. At least not during the flood or whatever. So he can... No, wait, you can go over there. It's another area that I'm thinking of. Sorry. I love this tune. Also, the cutscene before you fight this boss, it's so good. I wish I could show it, but it's actually better if you guys play it in the game. But the cutscene before you fight this boss is badass. What's up, bro? What's up, Brohim? I don't know, Lol Sauce McGee. How's the weapon strength? It's pretty good. My gun lens was shredding through these bad boys. Is the inspiration for Uthduna is a Brazilian fish called pirarucu. Okay. Art direction sure focuses much in grays and browns, unfortunately. No. Like, let me show you. I'm so happy that the archivist replied in one of my posts, because whenever people say that, I'm just going to bring up the archivist's post that he did. Like, archivist, I saw your post. It's really good post. See, when people tell me I'm so sad that the art style is just browns and grays, funny that. You want to run that by me again? There's a contrast between the inclemency periods and the plenty periods. If the game was always in plenty, it would look like this all the time. But because of the contrast, it looks very, very different, particularly during floods. Not to mention that this footage looks worse than it should because of some color space stuff. One of you guys actually talked about the color space thing. That's one of the reasons why I believe this footage looks this bad. Because again, when I was playing it, it didn't look like this on screen. It's just I didn't want it to doctor the captured footage because I don't think it would be fair. I think that would be deceiving. So this is the best I can do. So you break apart, you get the part no more white China's on ground? Yes. Aw, are you tired? Oh no! That water veil is like helping him out way too much. Need to cut that out, sir. Is it running way smoother than the beta? Yes. God, that felt so good. I remember when I did that move, I was like, oh yeah! Another one! Yeah, hit him again! Oh, look at my sacred! Look at the colors on my sacred, bro! I customized this thing. It was so funny. Like, everybody was rushing through, right? Everybody's rushing through the gameplay footage. Then, like, people look at me and I'm just like, I'll have you all. I'm making an orange, fiery looking sacred. Look at my sacred. I was so proud of him. I gave him, like, this armor plating on the head, too. Like, look at him. He looks so cool. Can you name him? I think you can. I don't remember, but I think you can. Yeah, you can. Like, mine's called Phoenix. Like, look, when you see it says Phoenix over there, you can rename him. Like, look at that. Yeah. It doesn't unlock at the very beginning. You have to play a little bit, and then after that, it unlocks. It unlocks at the same time as pop-up camp customization, and then you can do both. This is PlayStation 5, normal PlayStation 5. Look at him dragging me all the way over here. Look at him just having his belly flops, having a blast. Shelling damage scale with weapon damage. Sir Nunos, I believe so. Tip of the hat, appreciate the support. But I didn't really get to test too hard because I was focused on getting through all of the content that we were allowed to see. What's the lance you crafted? Not a lance, it's a gun lance. The one that we have here is the Chemitrice gun lance. Which again, unique reload animation, love it. I was so happy when I saw the unique reload animation on this low-rank weapon. I was like, oh my god, yes, unique reloads. It looks so good. Can certain monsters spawn if you didn't reach them in story mode, like Hunt Ray Dow super early? I don't think so, but I'm not sure. I think you have to hunt them before they pop up, but I could be wrong. How are the scout flies in this version? It wasn't too bad. I don't remember too much. I'd have to go look at the footage again. This was a while ago. Was the frame rate still giga blurry? No. It was way better. Again, just PS5. This is not PC. They've seen your armor and weapon skills? Some of them. It's only low rank stuff though. Which, by the way, low rank doesn't have alpha and beta, which I forget if it was like that in World or not. But yeah, low rank doesn't have alpha and beta. As a matter of fact, initially in my notes I said we're not getting alpha and beta. And then in the latest trailer they revealed that, and I was like, oh, never mind, I guess we are getting it. But maybe only in high rank. Did you fought new Udra? No. See, this is the thing that I'm talking about. Over there, we can't go. And this is why I'm saying when I saw this part, I was like, I can see them do something with this for Lagiacrus, which will increase the potential of Lagiacrus being a monster that returns here. This is the moment where I was like, oh, they could do this. Look at him belly flopping in the waves. He's just having a blast. And look at the damage that thing did. That was actually good. I'm actually happy about that. It ends there because that's the point at which the quest goes into Repel. But I do have another one here for you, which is this one. Does she look familiar? Look at her. Look at her. The better spider. The better spider, bro. That's what's up. That's what's up. Let's go. Music really good as well. Jan14, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. Thank you. I don't know if there's four things per set because we didn't get to see the alpha and beta designs on the trailer. She's got little spiderlings. Look at little spiderlings. His mirror gunlance feels too much slap spray instead of stab shoot, which would match his name. It's because I'm probably not playing it super optimally, because I'm focusing on the full Wyvern Blast combo, and that one's like slap spray, yeah. But I do feel like shelling is a lot less emphasized, or better yet, they're trying to get you to weave regular damage in between shelling rather than focus on shelling as much as we did in the past. Which I think is actually a good thing. We'll see how it pans out in the end game. I only played a little bit with wide gunlance, so I didn't really get to test it too much. But I think that wide gunlance is going to be more about charge shelling for openings. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Like, you see how this area has like little icy things on it? That's why I'm suspecting that the oil well basin kind of like connects to the ice shard cliffs, which I only started suspecting when we got to watch the previous trailer. Caboose, this was a preview build that I was at. See, there's your Charge Blade. I was trying to alternate between Charge Blade and Gunlance for Nursilla, but I mostly played Gunlance. Yeah, I swapped back to Gunlance. I was like, no, I just want to play my weapon. I'm gonna be selfish. I'm gonna be very selfish. Did you use a hot drink? No. So I'm trying to see how many wounds I can open here. I think I went a little bit overboard. Yeah, there's only 2. I'm trying to get one of those wounds, but they're too high up for Drake Augur. Sleepy boy. And I was like, oh. I noticed I had an energy drink in my thing. Let me get that real quick. Yoink. And I was like, oh. I see you're sleeping, Nursilla. So peacefully. I wanted the bomber, but I couldn't. They didn't give me mega bombs. Mega barrel bombs in this save. Also, we're using the one of my favorite sets, the Ingot set. I love the skirt in the Ingot set. Get myself a battle skirt. Shugo, I believe that the arachnophobia mode doesn't affect big spoders. Have you tried bringing 2 gun lances? I did play with 2 gun lances for a bit during this preview. Like, come here, Nursilla. Why are you running? Little spiderling dudes. Yeah, I miss Nursilla as well. Notice the detail that we have a web below us, and Nursilla is actually going to do her thing. I was like, get these goddamn things off of me. They were being annoying. I love how fast she kind of like moves. See, look at her. She goes below it. I love that. Because that's something that she did in 4U. Pro jerkiness with 0.5 seconds of Charge Blade gameplay. See, the reason why that happens is because the DualSense has a notoriously bad D-pad. So when you press up on D-pad to summon Sacred, oftentimes the D-pad, the DualSense's D-pad will give you a right input as well. I don't know why, but all of the DualSenses I've played on, and by the way, the controller that I used in here is not even mine. This is a controller from Capcom, okay? And whenever I play up on the D-pad, whenever I hit up on the D-pad, it will hit right as well. And right is for swapping weapons. So it calls the Sacred and swaps the weapon. It's not like I'm trying to edge you with Charge Blade gameplay. Brandy Buck, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat, appreciate support, thank you. So you can have 2 of the same weapon equipped? Yes, this has already been confirmed. The reason you can't do it in the beta is because you only have 1 of each weapon. New Kazoo theme drops. Oh, I have it later. See, when I end the stream, I'll just let the Kazoo theme playing so you can stick around and hear the rest of the Kazoo theme for as long as you want. Bro, fat fingered? I am fat. So, you know, it is what it is. Oh, I was so close of getting one of those wounds. Do the babies even do anything? They stagger you a little bit. But they don't deal too much damage, it just kind of like overwhelms you. Like, same thing as when a lance player is playing close to a longsword player. They're just like getting... Eugenie, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. Thank you. Yes, I've always said, if you guys remember, I was like, yeah, Raknikadaka's alright. But she ain't no Nursilla. Nursilla's like one of the coolest spiders ever, dude. Oh, of course it's bad. Your controller's backwards. Sure, Lucas. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. Thank you. Marie, have you seen any new monsters? No, the preview event only had monsters that you guys already know about. This was the secret monster at the time, because when I played this, Nursilla hadn't been announced yet. How would you rank your time with compared World and Iceborne? I'm probably more excited for this one. I think that this one is going to end up being my new favorite Monster Hunter. Which up until now, it's been base Monster Hunter World. I think that this one's going to dethrone that. Do all monsters have their own gun lance version or just some? I mean, I don't think all monsters are going to have a gun lance. I think only some will. How does Lalabarina rank on your spider list? Safer, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. She's the best. She swings like Spider-Man. She's super fun. She goes below the friggin' web. She's really cool. Although I don't know if you would consider, what's her name? Forget the name. The one with the bug. Celtis. I don't know if you'd consider Celtis a spider, because then I think I like Celtis even more. Celtis Queen, I mean. Not Celtis. Celtis Queen. Celtis Queen is really cool.
I don't feel so good.
Is that taking the difficulty into account? Yeah, sure. Spiders haven't really been that far. That hard, I mean. Doesn't it seem even easier and more streamlined than World? The thing is, the reason why it's easier is because I think it's because it's a preview build. I think the final game will be harder. I don't know if that's the case, but I think the final game will be harder. Get away from me! Get these spiderlings away from me! Do I carve? Yeah, we do. I think this might be high rank, right? Oh, I didn't leave it in. Okay, now, for my sword and shield bros out there, do we have any sword and shield bros in chat? Do we have any sword and shield bros in chat? This is going to be the only non-gun lance footage in this video. Okay? Do we have any sword and shield bros in chat? Let's go. Enjoy.
Our target. A supply shipment's come in. Hope you find something useful.
This was the first time I played Sword and Shield this build, by the way, so bear with me in the rough beginning. Trust me, it'll be worth it in the end. I was still figuring out the combos. See, these are the little dudes that carded me in one of the times that I was playing, because I swapped weapons midway through this. It's not in the footage here, but midway through this, I swapped weapons, tried out gun lance, and these guys just like stomped me to death. They look cool as hell, by the way. X-Legion, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. Thank you. No, I didn't check bowgun stuff. Leon Serval, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. I played Insect Glaive, but only in the training room. It had the bounce. It had the bounce. Dude, this is when we started popping off. I was like, nah, bro. Nah, bro. The perfect guard right there. Paralysis. I should have actually gone for a perfect rush there. I tried. I think I whiffed that perfect rush. There we go. Yeah. I'm like, I'm just having a blast over here. What's wrong? Oh, look at all these wounds. Sure would be a shame if I started popping them wounds like zits. I'm like, let me get that tail. This is the Lollabarina SNS, so it's got paralysis. Going for the aggro. See that 180 midway through Perfect Rush? Beautiful. I am still very rusty with Sword and Shield, but it just felt so good. Performance was way better than beta. Again, this is PS5 version. Do you think console will have button mapping? I don't know. I didn't test that. Dude, we were so in the zone that look at that sharpness. We got the people's sharpness going on right there. Look at that. Orange sharpness. The people's sharpness.
Looks like it's moving to a new area.
This is Lollabarina's Sword and Shield.
Looks like the monster dropped something.
If we see any longsword footage, we know it's doctored. No, there's no longsword. I didn't have time to play around with too many weapons. I just wanted to get as much footage as possible. I whiffed the perfect rushes quite a few times. I remember whiffing those in the beta as well. I guess because I haven't played in a while, I'm not used to the timing. I love the way he gets when he's like all deflated. Reminds you of the blood-starved beast. Oh, he's like, I'm so deflated. Why are you doing this? But Sword and Shield feels so good, dude. I don't know if I tried going for the aerial focus strike. I think I am, yeah. Aerial focus strike. For extra style points. Just straight up perfect rush. Don't care. Into shield bash to the dome. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Bro, Sword and Shield feels crazy good. Did you see State of Play announced for tomorrow? No. There's a State of Play tomorrow? I need to watch that. Hopefully it's not too late. I think you can carve out 3 wounds here. Yeah, I think there's a back wound, tail wound, probably a face wound. Now, the beauty of the Sword and Shield is that you can reach any of the wounds, so I just finish on the head. I don't care. I can reach any of the wounds with this weapon. There's the para. I think we're gonna go for the wound here. Oh, we ended up in the back one? I don't even remember that. And I was like, okay, that means I can still go for the tail one. This is great. Like, look at him. He's already all busted up. We're barely 5 minutes in. What's wrong, bro? What's wrong, little bro? Here you go. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. Dude, Sword and Shield is such a beast. And I remember because it felt very, very weak in the beta. And in here, I was like, nah, bro. This is a different weapon right here. There's nothing to do with the nonsense that we had on the beta. That was so fast. That was crazy.
That's my partner.
Yeah, buddy. Let me just see here. Okay, we do have this set to loop. I didn't even carve. But, yeah. What are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking? That's the preview. That's all the footage that I can show you guys. I'm probably going to cut this up and make a couple of different videos for each of the monsters. Like, I'm thinking Nursilla, Uthduna, and Rumpopolo, and make 3 different videos of those just to have that gameplay in the channel for people that want to watch it. And also for content creators that might want to use it for their own footage. But yeah, we'll probably have that go live over the next couple of days. I also have a Preach reaction going up, so yeah. That was Revenge for the Cart on Gunlance? Yeah, absolutely. SNS represent. Yeah. Had a friend start playing and he said he felt bad the monster start limping, but then he met Anjanat and just wanted it dead. Yeah, dude. Can I post the link for state of play information? Post it on Discord so that I can get it, like tag me on it. Because I just need to know the time and I'll see about making like an event for tomorrow or something. Jonah Wheaton good with that SNS? You know it, dude. I just want to know how it runs on PC, man. I'm freaking out. Test the benchmark. There's a benchmark. Do people not know that there's a benchmark right now? There's a benchmark tool going on right now. And by the way, before people start exiting and stuff, I just want to remind you guys, the beta that you're getting next week does not have the performance improvements of the final version of the game. Okay? I know that there's a beta not next week, at the end of this week. The beta that we're getting at the end of the week does not have the performance improvements of the final game. If you want to know how it runs on PC, get the benchmark tool, test it that way. That's what the benchmark tool is there for. Can't wait to see the Lance changes. I can tell you, Jay Walco, that Lance does have the thing where you can just do counter thrust whenever you want, and it works just like it does in Monster Hunter World because I tested that. I tested that in the training ground. Because I was there and I was like, hey, 2-6, rattle off some more of the changes that we need to go look at. Because 2-6 was sitting next to me and 2-6 was like, oh, check out the land, see if you can do the counter thrust. And yeah, you just hold down right trigger, press circle, you do the counter thrust. Nursilla looks like it got such a makeover. Oh my god, yeah, it does. And this next beta will have 24 hours until Monday. Yeah, I've heard to account for the PSN outage. Yeah. We'll be in a new beta. Nothing. It's just there's you can fight Gypsros and Arkveld. I don't know if I'm going to be playing the next one, guys, because, you know, I don't want to burn myself out before the game comes out. We've already spent, like, quite a few hours in that beta. And I've done pretty much all I want to do in that beta. Unless they put a new monster in there, which I don't think they did. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming the next beta. Can you do Super Amp unmorphed on Charge Blade? No. I think that's just... I don't think that was part of the changes, was it? I think you still have to do the whole slam it down, spin it around, do that. Did they buff up Switch Axe damage? I know that the build that I played here had the hyper armor thing. I don't know if they buffed the damage, but the hyper armor was in. So I went to the training ground and I made it do the smash. And when the training dummy was smashing, I popped the what's it called? Full release, whatever. And it just ate that right in the face, and it just kept on doing the full release. Didn't even trigger it at all. Am I the only one not really feeling this beta? I mean, if you played it the first time, Capcom did say that the purpose of this beta is just for people who didn't get in on the first time. Benchmarks is concerning if it's a representative of the final game. Excuse me, my RTX 4090 on DLSS quality is giving me 78 FPS. Check your RAM. Check your RAM timings. That can actually affect it quite a bit. If there's something wrong with that. Give me a second here. Big Bad Wolf, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. I have a Ryzen 7 3700X and a 5700 XT without frame gen. I got 20,000 score with an excellent rating with medium settings. I can't read the whole thing. I don't know why I can't read the whole thing, but yeah, looks like you got good with that. Again, I think that there are some things that are happening. Like, I don't know if everybody's got their drivers updated, but I've been seeing some very different results when it comes to the benchmark, which is kind of weird. I'm not, like, by the way, I'm not saying that the game is like super mega optimized. But what the benchmark tool shows us is that it is night and day difference from the previous beta. That's the one thing that I've said this whole time. Just hate how the party invite system is so jank. Hey, I have a video for that. You can just watch my video. You'll understand the whole thing. Super easy. RAM's just fine. 64 gigs overclocked. Okay, then I don't know. I don't know what's happening then. I don't know why you're only getting... Like, I feel like I'm getting more than that on my system. And I have a 7900 XTX, which is not as powerful as the 4090. Benchmark kind of makes leading, to be fair, it mostly shows cutscenes. If you want to know the performance outside of cutscenes, you should look at the scene where they're jumping around and then it transitions from inclemency into plenty. That's one of the best cutscenes to see how it's going to perform in your system, because that's where I noticed a huge frame dip. So that'll be one of the scenes that you want to replay over and over to get a vibe as to how it feels. Don't rely on like the average FPS. Again, this is Capcom's first time doing a benchmark tool for Monster Hunter, so we couldn't expect it to be the best thing ever. I'm just happy we got one. World was good on launch, performance talking. I've heard a lot of people say bad things about it, but I played on launch. I played on PlayStation. So I don't remember playing too much on PC initially when it came out. I only played it on PC a little bit later. I played a little bit of it on PC, and it wasn't too bad on my system, but I never really put it through its paces because my main save was on PlayStation. The one scene where it's grass fields where it tanks from open... Yeah, that's the one that I'm saying. If the benchmark could have an option to run certain parts of the benchmark, would be great. Yeah, like I said, you know, it was their first time making a tool, and I'm pretty sure that they did it kind of like last minute. I even remember that when we got the first beta, I was trying to tell Jono, listen, you got to... I was like pushing Jono, please tell the team, tell them, please benchmark. Give us a benchmark tool. We need benchmark, please. Like I very much like I tried to, you know, convince them that doing a benchmark would be a really good idea. I'm not saying it happened because of me, because it was likely not the case. They probably had it planned long before I even brought it up in order to get it done. But yeah, I'm just happy that we got one, is what I'm saying. How old was this build you played? I don't know. I think it was the Osaka build. Again, not confirmed, but I think it was the Osaka build that media folks got to play a couple of months ago. World had booty performance when it came out? Yeah, that I don't know. I know that Iceborne was sitting on mixed reviews for a very long time because people had performance issues with Iceborne. We need NVIDIA driver properly too. Yeah. You might have ray tracing on while we might have thinking of it off. That's the interesting thing. I can do ray tracing on my GPU on the benchmark tool, and it's not actually a problem. I actually don't lose that much performance for ray tracing. I'm still not going to use it because I think ray tracing is kind of worthless, but I actually didn't lose almost any performance at all with ray tracing on, which was very surprising. Wild's ray tracing is only for reflections. Yeah, again, it's just mostly stuff that I don't care that much about, so I'm probably not going to use it. Strongly believe the RE engine can't handle open world game design. Even the texture quality on highest settings look weird. I think that this is something that I've mentioned before. It's kind of frustrating to me. Brandy Buck, Master Ranks relegated to expansions, correct? Yes, tip of the hat. Thank you for the souls. This is something that frustrates me a little bit. Which is everybody has been taking a dump all over RE Engine. Pretty much ever since Dragon's Dogma. Everybody just dumps on RE Engine. Before Dragon's Dogma, it was the other way around. Everybody loved RE Engine. You know, because the Resident Evil games, because of the fact that we got Rise and Sunbreak out of it, which was running on Switch, which looked like nothing short of a small miracle. Everybody loved RE Engine before Dragon's Dogma. Then Dragon's Dogma came out, and it immediately, everybody hates the RE Engine now. I see everybody's got like this big opinion on how the RE Engine is garbage and blah, 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 blah. RE Engine is terrible. RE Engine bad. It's like a meme. And the funny thing to me is, it took literally one game for this to happen. Whereas, interestingly enough, whenever it comes to Unreal 5, I see games coming out all the time that run like shit, and everybody still glazes Unreal 5 nonstop. And I'm just like, okay, wait a minute. We've had one bad game on RE Engine, one, so far. I'm not saying WoW's not going to be bad. It might be terrible, for all I know. I haven't played it. I don't know. Wilds might end up being the worst game they've ever put out in terms of performance. I doubt it. But it might. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. But the fact of the matter is, everybody is shitting all over RE Engine over Dragon's Dogma 2, but everybody's still glazing Unreal Engine 5, despite the fact we've had 5, 6, 7 games that came out that are total dog water. So yeah, please tell me more. Tell me more about how bad the RE Engine is, you know? I don't agree. We've had one bad game from RE Engine. One. Let's see when Wilds comes out what it's like. And if you think that RE Engine's not good, don't buy the game right now. Wait for reviews. If reviews are saying it's not good, then let's wait a little bit longer. Particularly wait for the Digital Foundry review, because they're going to be the ones that are going to really dive in and give you all the nitty-gritty of what's going wrong with the game. It's not going to be me, because I'm not skilled enough to understand all the things, right? Whatever. But I just think that it kind of sucks that we're condemning this engine because of one bad game. Nobody is glazing UE5? Bro, I don't know if I'm living in an alternate reality. I see it all the time. Even back when Armored Core came out. You guys remember when before Armored Core came out and we had the Fex for Life preview? And dude was like, yeah, game looks like dog water. They should have used Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, I don't know about that. I know about all that. But yeah. Portugal is an alternate reality. Yeah. I think that Capcom should stick with RE Engine and improve it. That's what they should do. Because the RE Engine, despite all of its flaws that it might have or might not have, is still a way better alternative to friggin' Unreal Engine 5. Monster Hunter Team should get the devs from Exoprimal. Yeah, Exoprimal ran really well. Should make games in RPG Maker instead, yeah. Are you concerned about elemental variety in this game? Most of the monsters outside the apexes are fire and or poison. I'm not overly concerned. Not to mention, I think that they're going to do right by elemental. If you guys remember, I asked that question in my interview with Tokuda-san. So yeah. They already announced the REX engine? I haven't heard anything about that. Have they? Which engine did they use for World? Should have stuck with that. See, that's the one thing that, again, people don't remember how bad the performance in World was at the beginning. They see World after how many years it had of optimization, and they're like, nah, World was the GOAT. MT Framework was the way to go. That's the name of the engine, by the way. It was MT Framework. But it's like, people forget that on release, it was not good. It was rough for a lot of people. So, yeah. It's not that simple. I think that RE Engine is their way forward. They just need to learn how to use it better, is what I'd say. Yeah, World was pushing empty framework to its limit. Did you use FrameGen on your benchmark tests? I did both. I did with and without. I did with and without. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for the preview. Did you guys enjoy the preview? I've been holding on for that one for a long time. I wanted to do it live. I hope this was the way to go because I've also been super busy. I wasn't able to do like a proper, super edited thing. Yeah. And this was also the maiden voyage of the Ray Dow rig. And it actually worked out all right, considering that I had a blue screen of death right before the live stream started. I'm not joking. Right before the live stream started, boom, blue screen of death. It was great, dude. It was great. Teddy Boy. But should the empty frameworks improvements be discarded if they kept it? Surely they would roll over something to the next game. That's how you end up with the creation engine. You like Bethesda games? Bethesda games hasn't changed their engine. Ever. I mean, not ever, but you get the idea. Like, you know, Fallout, Starfield, creation engine. You like that engine? That's a good engine, right? It's a good one. If they're changing the engine, it probably means that they were hitting the limitations of empty framework. That would be what I would assume, because framework looked good. Everything looked great on framework. I'm assuming the developers got the framework and they were like, okay, this is as far as we can take it. If we want to push it any further, we're going to need a new engine. And that's probably why they started using RE Engine. State of play, watch along tomorrow? Most likely, yes, depending on the time. I'll have to see the time. But yeah. If you guys enjoyed the preview, do hit the like button. It really helps me out. Thank you very much for showing up. Love you guys. Appreciate all of you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right? Stay strong. Stay safe. Peace out.